Hello, everybody. So I'm gonna get going here today. So hope everybody is doing well today. Told you I'd be back live streaming more with you this week about my live recovery story. What recovery's been like for me while I've been in recovery this past couple years. What years has looked like for me before that. I call those the dark years, where I was lost in life, pretty much deserted, stranded in life. Not knowing which way was up, which way was down, getting myself tangled up into alcohol, depression, and anxiety, and just had to deal with a lot of stuff. So it's getting a little warm in here, so I'm going to take this hat off. My hair is a little messy, I apologize. But I hope everybody's having a good day today. Wanted to try to get back and live stream some more with you about my recovery story, why I'm here on YouTube, what inspired me to be here, those kinds of things. So hopefully got some people that's going to join in and engage with me today, because basically I've just been inspired to open up about my struggle with alcoholism, depression, and anxiety, and what that's been like for me for the past 20 years, and what those years was like for me, those dark years of dealing with the alcohol, the depression, and anxiety, what all that was like for me, and how I was somehow able to get through that stuff. It was extremely tough. I can't count the many times that I didn't think I was going to make it through it, that I was going to literally either drink myself to death, wind up and totally incarcerated for the rest of my life, which I wind up did doing a lot of time incarcerated because of my alcoholism. Hello, KFC Panda. Hi, nice to see you. Thanks for joining in today with me. Just stopping in, you guys. I told you I'd be back live streaming more about my recovery story. About why I'm here, why I'm inspired to be here. Hi, Armstrong. Good seeing you. Thanks for jumping in. It's been some dark years, you guys. Like I say, my struggle with alcohol, depression, anxiety has been tough. Let's see. Stu says, "Was it fun drinking while it lasted?" No. Stu, absolutely not. I can say I thought I had fun while it lasted, but no, like it caused me a lot of problems. Like I lost my wife, I lost my company, I nearly lost my life from drinking myself to death, and then all the incarcerations that I had to deal with from alcohol, doing dumb stuff while I was drunk, not remembering things I did, those kinds of things. So definitely it was not fun at all. I don't, hold it as a badge or anything like that. Even my years of incarceration that I had to deal with from alcohol, I don't hold that as a badge either. I'm just here to pretty much tell you that I had a lot of dark years, 20 years of being lost, being sucked into alcohol, getting depressed, feeling anxious, those kinds of things, ruining a couple marriages, losing my company, going in and out of incarcerations for 20 years, in and out, in and out. I just can't say on the back of my hand the near scrapes of death that I've nearly encountered in my life. And I'm just so grateful to be here, to be able to share my recovery story with you, to be able to engage and share with you. And I appreciate everybody being here today. Armstrong says, "Was it hard trying to stop drinking?" Yes, it was. As a matter of fact, I tried to quit drinking on my own for like a long time. Seriously, I didn't want to drink after it had made me sick and I had gotten in trouble. So it was extremely hard. I tried over and over again on my own. And I'm going to be honest with you, it wasn't until I was able to get a relationship with Jesus Christ. That's what worked for me. Getting a relationship with Christ, cleaning my life up. I had a lot of work to do on my inside. I had to do a lot of changing up about who I was, a lot of cleaning up to do to be able Christ to be able to move inside of me because I was a mess, right? Rookie says, I will never drink. That's a good idea. Save yourself the trouble from drinking. It appears to be fun. It's luring, the social life, the nightlife, but I can tell you the consequences from it is unreal. The health problems, it's not worth it. There is a life out there without drinking, a spiritual life, me finding that spiritual life, a connection with Christ. I'm able to be free spirited now and be able to live. I don't need alcohol to be able to go out and enjoy things with people, and that's why I used to drink. One of the reasons. Running Man said Jesus freak. No, I'm not a Jesus freak. I do love Jesus. I'm not a Jesus freak. Do I follow Jesus's teachings? Yes, I follow a lot of other teachings too as well. I'm not any kind of freak. I'm a freak in recovery, just thankful for life and thankful to be able to be here to share this with you. And those years was like tough, I tell you. And stopping drinking was hard. I can't count on my hands how many times I tried to stop. But ultimately, what it took for me, let's see what Stu has to say here real quick. Stu says, did you replace the booze with something else? And is your life boring now because you don't drink anymore? Stu, that is a great question. Did I replace booze with something else? No. Now, I never replaced booze with anything else other than Dr. Pepper, and I've always drank Dr. Pepper and coffee, so I've drank a lot of that now. And it says, is my life boring? No, actually, my life is not boring, Stu. My life has gotten a lot better now simply because I can remember what I'm doing from day to day, and I can be free spirited. I can get out and enjoy life, be free in my mind, be free in my soul, and live life, and not care what other people think. Know that Christ loves me, know that I have a relationship with Christ, and that's what matters. So yeah, there's your answer to your question, Stu. Thanks for that question. It was a good one. Stu says, yeah, that's where I'm at. I hate dealing with people if I'm not drinking. Right, exactly. Yeah, it's tough. Like, and then when you're drinking, it's easier to deal with people, because I have a tough time dealing with people too, and where I have to be able to do that at is in my mind, and understand and have compassion with other people, knowing that they're struggling too, that they're all going through trying times in life. And I just try to have compassion and understanding for those people, because they're lost. A lot of people are lost. I was lost. I don't know if you're lost. Hopefully you're not. But if you're lost, you tend to say and do things that you don't normally do if you're found. So I have compassion on those people and I pray for them, and that's what I do. Running Man says, now start smoking. No, I gave up smoking too when I gave up drinking. All that stopped. I don't do any smoking, no drinking, none of that anymore. And I thank God for that. I thank God for removing the taste from my mouth and taking that away from me, about 16 months ago. And it's during that time that I was inspired to get on YouTube, and start this channel to be able to share my experiences that I'm having, these spiritual experiences that I'm now having since I've gotten sober and free. And I say free, mentally free and spiritually free. I've been having day to day different spiritual experiences, getting connected with life, being connected with Christ, and these are experiences that I started videoing and I got here on YouTube because I wanted people to see the spiritual awakening. I wanted people to see the transformation that takes place that scripture talks about. Paul talks about it in the Bible, about the natural man comes first and then the spiritual man comes second. Spiritual life is something that, we develop. That's something that happens with us at different points in people's lives, some sooner, some later, and some never. I just thank God that I've had my spiritual awakening. being able to be brought into the light because I was killing myself. I was self destructing with alcohol. I wasn't taking my medicine that I was supposed to for my depression and my anxiety. And I was self medicating with alcohol, and it wound me up in the slammer. I lost my family. I lost my wives. I say I nearly lost my life. And in some of these other live streams, I'm going to go into more about what prison life was like, those dark years, what it was like in prison, and how I barely made it through there, and dealing with the alcohol and dealing with the depression. I can't go on to say the challenges that I had to go through while I was incarcerated. It's just a life inside a prison is unlike anything anybody could ever imagine. And if you've never been there, please spare yourself. The food is crappy. You're always told what to do. There's always waiting for the bathrooms. The places are filthy. You wind up losing connections with your family. You wind up dealing with a lot of mental health problems with depression and anxiety while you're in those places. So I'm just saying, please spare yourself the heartache of, putting yourself through the challenges that come with drinking. And I'm just saying, me from an alcoholic's point of view, it just took a lot from me, destroyed my life. And nobody made me drink. That's a decision I chose upon myself. But I chose those decisions because I was a hurting man, because I didn't know how to live life and be free spirited and be free hearted. I always cared what other people thought about me. I always, had judgments in my mind. My mind would always work on me and tell me things. And I come to find out that it was just a bunch of crap in my mind. None of that was ever true. Just stuff how I was living, and I just thank God now for being able to remove that mentally away from me, that mental torture I was going through, and to be able to open me up free spirited to where I can live now, be able to get out in nature and wildlife, be able to connect with people now, be able to connect with nature and animals. I got down with my ducks this morning, fed them. It was beautiful at sunrise. I got some videos. I'll post that for you here in a little bit of me with the ducks. And it's just a good way I love connecting with life. I feel like there's a connection there in everything. God made everything and God is in everything. And that's just me saying that. That's how I feel. And when we can find that connection, in our souls and in our minds and in our spirits, that's a spiritual experience we can have in life, that we can have outside of our daily regimen. On a day-to-day basis, I can have spiritual experiences, at will, in my mind. I can go places in nature. I can put on certain music and in my mind go to that place, right here in the right now and have that spiritual experience, with that person, with that animal in nature, wherever it's at. So I say that we can find Christ and a spiritual experience in the here and now. That's the only place I've ever been able to find it. I haven't been able to find it yesterday. I haven't been able to find it tomorrow. So it's about making a spiritual connection for me today, in the here and now for what I'm doing here with you on the channel, whether I'm out in nature and wildlife, whatever. And how I do that is mentally in my mind. I put my mind where I'm at, not allow other thoughts to strip away from where I'm at in the moment. And that's how I can live in that moment and enjoy that experience for that experience, and not let something outside of that destroy what I'm doing in that moment. I don't know how many times I've been to a ball game before in the past and really wanted to go enjoy the ball game and wind up on my phone texting or worrying about bills or whatever. And now I can trust and have faith and lean on the Lord and know that He will provide, and I can enjoy that game. I can focus and put my mind on the game, enjoy the moment, enjoy the time with the people at the game, enjoy the experience at the game, and feel it and enjoy it. And just so many times, I know for me mentally, my mind would take me out and steal my joy from the moment I was in. And that's what I'm here to do, is just share my story. Hopefully it helps people. Hopefully it inspires. I was inspired, like I said, about a year ago just celebrated a year here on YouTube, November the 23rd of this year. And it's been great. I'm up to what I think 400 and I think I looked 421 subscribers now. And that's been a blessing. God has been blessing this channel, and the guys have been watching the videos and liking, even though they're not good videos and they're not like popping and great with lights. But I'm real, I'm not fake. I'm a real person that's in recovery and here to want to help people. The Lord inspired me to share my story. In fact, He called me to do that. And it took a lot of courage. I was really scared at first, very intimidated. And it took a lot to open up, but I'm here and I'm gradually getting able to get on here more and share more with you. Stu says, when you quit and did you go through withdrawals at the end? Yes, as a matter of fact, I did. When I quit drinking, I went through some serious withdrawals. Oh my gosh, it was like lasted a week. I couldn't eat. I was shaking really bad, and it was terrible. I mean, it nearly put me in the hospital. And I tell you, withdrawing from alcohol can kill you. You can die from alcohol withdrawals. That and benzodiazepines, which is Xanaxes, Ativans, those kinds of things. So these are substances you want to be really careful using. They can cost you your life. Alcoholism also costs you cirrhosis of the liver. It can take you that way. It causes depression. It causes family problems. It's just so much that comes with alcohol that is just bad. It's no good. I do not recommend it. Stay away from it. It broke my heart. I drank it. I lost my wife. I have a daughter now I've never met before. I'm waiting faithfully waiting on the Lord to make that opportunity available for me. So this is all stuff that goes with alcohol that's just bad. Did the doctor give me anything more for withdrawals? No. Well, I say no, but yes. The doctor gave, I think it was when I went there, so I went to the hospital one time. I had to go. I think it was, it's one of those little green and purple pills, Librium. That's what it was, and it was a green pill. It was called a Librium. It took me a minute to remember. It was a nerve pill, and what it is just a sedative to bring the nerves down because alcohol stimulates the nerve system. So they gave me the Librium, and that helped with the withdrawals, and I was able to get better. And, like I said, I've been going now 16 months, and I've found a life without alcohol. I didn't think there was a life outside of drinking. I couldn't leave my home. I couldn't work without drinking. I couldn't go out without drinking, but quite honestly, I found out that it was just me being locked up inside of myself. Alcohol is spirits. Think about this a minute. It's called spirits, bottled spirits, right? Well, we're a spirit. If you think about drinking and what it does to people, it brings the inside of them out, whether it be good or bad, right? It kind of opens a threshold there in a person, and these are things that I want to show people that you can do without drinking. You can open that threshold of spiritual life and enjoy life free-spirited, be courageous and brave, what the Lord can give you, the strength the Lord can give you to do that, and living in the light, that's what it's about, and that's possible, with the relationship with Christ, mentally connecting, being free-minded, being free-spirited. The chains can be broken like they were for me. Like I said, I went through mental torture. I went through mental prison and physical prison for 20 years, guys. That's like cuts like a double-edged sword. I lost my mom and dad while I was away. I lost my wife. I have a daughter I've never met before, beautiful Elizabeth out there, and I'm being patient, waiting on the Lord to make that available for me. Not giving up, standing strong in my recovery, staying sober, staying here, hopefully inspiring everybody here to push for recovery, to get clean, to know that God loves them, to know there's a life out there without that stuff, without the consequences that come from it. Let's do something for ourselves today and stop hurting ourselves. Love ourselves, get off alcohol and drugs, and live a good life, and get connected in our communities. You know, it's taken a lot for me now to rebuild in my community and with people that know me because of all the damage I've done in my past. You know, I was a very bad man when I was drinking. I wasn't always a good guy, you know, people that know me, but the Lord has done a good working on me, brought me into the light now, and inspired me to get here, share my story on the channel with you all, and be with you and help you out. So yeah, that's what the doctors gave me, Stu, was Librium, and I didn't take any after that. I didn't really need any. And I appreciate everybody being here, stopping in today. Thanks for the likes here on my live. Stu, thanks for the engagement today. Running Man, thanks for stopping in. And I'm going to be here for a little bit to see if some more people want to engage or join in or talk about recovery. Hopefully these my videos, my dream is that my videos can get behind the walls eventually to inspire those that's in prisons and jails, you know, or in institutions or rehabs, to let them know that recovery is possible, you know, to let them know that a relationship with Christ is possible, to give them hope. You know, I didn't have anybody in there when I was incarcerated to give me hope. And me understanding the struggle, understanding addiction, understanding incarceration, understanding family loss, understanding mental health, and understanding the struggle wants to be here for you. You know, if you're going through something, I want you to know not only do I understand, but I want to help you with it. You know, there's definitely mindfulness and awareness techniques that I want to go into, showing more about what I've learned while I was away, and also the different scriptures that I've learned. And all this will be coming up this year in 2025. I'm going to start kind of breaking down how I did it with Christ, what it took for me to get to that point with Christ, what it was like the dark years before I got connected, what my young life was like growing up in group homes and boys' homes, you know, what all this life was like in the dark before being brought into the light, and what living in the light is like for me today, you know, and how I can easily turn around and go back into darkness. And sometimes I slip and still do, you know, I'm a sinner. So I have to be very careful and use mindfulness and awareness techniques, like I said, you know, and pray, show gratitude each day, go down and feed nature and wildlife, connect with life. You know, these are things that I can do that helps me out throughout my day. So, and again, I just appreciate y'all being here. You encourage me. Thanks for, and so, you know, your subscriptions, you know, thanks for being here. I'm in the process of writing my biography, you guys, and I think I told you, some of you guys, that. And I had finished my introduction and I had started writing chapter one, and I had got a slip disc in my neck, and I've been dealing with that. So when I'm typing, I'm having a lot of issues in my neck right now, so I've kind of slowed down on writing, but I'm still getting it. But what I'm doing now is I'm getting on my laptop and I'm going to pull up these files so you can see the book that I'm writing. I want to read some of it to you. I promised that I would share the introduction, at least to my biography, with you. It is complete. So, well, not to do it today. I think today would be a great day to do that. I'm getting the file pulled up now. I have my laptop here with me, and I'll get it pulled up here for you. And that'll be something we can discuss, and it can kind of give you a more broader idea of a summary about my life, where I'm coming from, and a little bit more about my biography. And we'll do that. And I hope everybody's having a good day today. It is cold as heck here in the Shenandoah Valley, but a good day nonetheless. I hope everybody else is having a good one today. Good seeing everybody. We'll pull this file up now for you and read the introduction to my book. It's going to take a while writing this book. 46 years of a lot of trauma, a lot of darkness, but also, you know, about the Lord, getting connected with Christ, getting into the light, you know, the difference in my life now, the different experience I'm experiencing in life is not the same. And I feel different, and I look different, and life is great now. Even though I still have problems, you know, life is so much better having a relationship with Christ. That is a decision I will never, ever regret. All right, so we're getting these documents pulled up here on my laptop. Takes a minute here for it to load. All right, let's see. All right, folks. Thanks for the other people joining in. I'm getting ready to read my book introduction off my laptop, my biography that'll be dropping in 2025. It is about my recovery. It's about my life. It's about my trauma. It's about my darkness. What life was like before, what life is like now, living in the light, having a relationship with Christ. And this is for hope, to bring hope, inspiration, to build faith in Christ through other people, through recovery, through giving, just hopefully hope, and to be able to save lives. God knows I was killing myself and the Lord, spared my life. So I'm just doing what he asked me to do and get out here sharing my story. So here we go, folks. I have it here on my laptop for you. And as you can see, we'll give it just a second here while it finishes loading. All right, here we go. As you can see here, this is my book introduction here on my laptop. And I'm going to be reading this to you out loud right now. And I'm going to read it kind of slow, but not fast. And hopefully you can get a broad idea of what my life has kind of been like and what direction it's going in, okay? So, if everybody's ready, I'll go ahead and start reading. The name of my book is called From Darkness to Light, A Journey of Pain, Redemption, and Spiritual Transformation. Book introduction. It says, in frequently unpredictable ways, life makes deep incisions in our souls, leaving behind joy and sorrow, hope and despair. For some, the storms feel unrelenting, the darkness unforgiving. For others, life's challenges come in manageable waves. This is my story, a journey from a traumatically impacted childhood, a self-inflicted young adult life, to a life changed by faith. The narrative revolves around survival, brokenness, redemption, and in the end, spiritual enlightenment. I tell my tale to help those who could be on a similar path, not to reminisce about suffering, but to focus on the healing of now. May many be blessed and healed by reading my true testimony of fear turned into faith and how this was done one day at a time. It should have been a place of love when I was born, but instead it was a war zone. My youth was overrun by my father's rage, which left me physically and mentally damaged. I learned to conceal and to be afraid at a time when most kids play and dream. However, even in those formative years, a tiny, strong part of me yearned for something better, a glimmer of optimism that it would eventually serve as a fulcrum. I believed that redemption had arrived when the state finally stepped in and took me out of my father's house. However, foster care had its own set of difficulties, a succession of homes devoid of affection, and where family was a theoretical idea. I gained the ability to endure, adapt, and survive. However, I was unable to discover the stability and connection I so sorely needed. I wanted freedom, the ability to go my own way, as I grew out of the system. However, freedom without direction has drawbacks. My getaway was alcohol, which served as a numbing agent for the anguish I was unable to identify. My drinking quickly destroyed all I had worked so hard to achieve. My construction company collapsed, my marriage fell apart, and I was caught up in a vicious cycle of self-destruction and regret. Addiction brought with it legal issues. I spent the following 17 years cycling in and out of jails and prisons, each time serving as a reminder of my decline. Anxiety and depression became my daily companions, fostering the idea that I was irreparable. However, a tiny light continued to exist even throughout those darkest times. There was a hint of something bigger than my suffering, but it was subtle. My pivotal moment was a silent moment of surrender rather than a dramatic epiphany. In search of something I had never really experienced, unconditional love and redemption, I went to Christ at that precise moment. What transpired was a change I never would have thought possible. My troubles were reframed by my faith, but they were not eliminated. It provided direction to my existence and purpose to my sorrow. I hope that as you read these pages, you will find support, insight, and maybe even a bit of your own narrative mirrored in mine. You are not alone, and I want you to know that. Beyond the anguish, there is hope, and beyond the darkness, there is light. Sincerely, David. There's the introduction to my book, folks. I've now started on chapter one, the younger years, my years of chaos, and I get a little teary-eyed a little bit reading it. I'm sorry about that, but it's my true biography, and it kind of brings up some of my childhood and what that was like for me. Uh, Pretty torturous and pretty hellish, if I have to tell you. So I get a little teary-eyed, but I thank God for bringing me through it. I thank God for being here on the channel, being able to share this experience of hope and faith and what the Lord has brought me through. And thank you all for being here with me, encouraging me to continue in my recovery, encouraging others in their recovery, for liking my videos. I just appreciate it. Thank you, YouTube, for continuing to air me, for continuing to believe in me as I continue to grow in my faith, as I continue to learn more to be able to help others, because I'm in a learning process, as well, to be able to help others that's coming behind me in recovery. My heart goes out to those that are still struggling. I understand the mental health, I understand the addiction, I understand the loss, what it feels like. And I just want you to know if there's anything I can do to help, I'm a listening ear. If there's anything I can do to help in any kind of way, I don't have any money to give. As a matter of fact, I'm homeless right now, lost my place and I lost my job. But you know what? One thing I don't lose, and that's my love for God, the presence of the Lord's Spirit living in my heart, being able to live life to the fullest, being able to do good deeds in life. These are things that, can't be bought, can't be taken away from me. I have faith in God that He'll provide. He'll provide me another home. He'll provide me more work. I don't have to worry about that. Simple fact of He's done it for 46 years now. I don't see Him stopping now. So I want you to know that, your faith in God, my faith in God is real today when it didn't used to be. I used to worry and stress all the time. But trusting in the Lord today, is just something I can do, and life is simpler that way. I'm able to get here on the channel, be able to spend time with you guys, share about my recovery story. I'm missing getting out in wildlife and nature. You guys seen all my wildlife and nature videos. I've been missing getting out there, connecting in wildlife and nature. It's been cold, so I haven't been getting out as much. But we got this year coming, and boy, I'm going to get out and have some fun this spring and summer. And I told you I'm going to take this nationally. Right now I'm here in Virginia finishing up some things. Facts are, I got in some trouble a while back, and I'm finishing up getting some fines paid off. Once that's all said and done, the show's on the road. I really don't have any family. So I've been saying I've been wanting to take the channel, get on the road, go nationally, show you all national parks, continue the recovery mission, continue serving the Lord whichever kind of way I can, have whatever kind of positive impact I can on any community that I encounter, or just whatever, the Lord has for me, wherever, He takes me is where He takes me. I trust and believe wherever He does take me, He'll use me in whichever kind of way He sees fit. Now that I serve God, and I don't serve myself or serve man anymore, I just go wherever God goes, and I trust and believe that's where I'm supposed to be. So that's how it's been for me, guys, and it's been great. It's been a great year. Haven't had a lot, happen as far as really, really good stuff, but I've stayed sober. I've made it through a lot of ups and downs. You guys kind of seen the ups and downs with me throughout the years. Well, throughout the years as well, throughout this year. Losing my house, losing job, losing friends, those kinds of things. But remaining sober, remaining faithful, and trusting in the Lord. So, it's been a great year, even though some things has happened bad. Is there anybody any questions? Anything anybody would like to ask me? I'm here to help you. I'm here to engage with you. to share with you just anything about life, about recovery, about, my life, what it's been like, coming into the light, being able to have a better life experience now without alcohol and drugs, and being able to have that experience still without having to use an alteration to be able to get that experience. I can have that experience, what drugs and alcohol brings, without it, and that is possible. And how I do that is in my mind. I create whatever I want in my mind. And if I want to party in my mind, I party in my mind. I put on some music, and I set the tone, and I have a good time and enjoy myself. I don't have to drink or get high to be able to have that experience. I just have to be open to the experience, and that's what it's been for me, an opening. Opening of myself, and being able to find myself. That's what it was like for me for so long, being caged up, being, caged up in my mind, and then getting incarcerated, being physically caged up, being mentally caged up. That was torture. That's 20 years of that stuff. I don't even know how to explain how I made it through it. Many, many nights and many tears I cried in my pillow. I received divorce papers while I was in prison. My mom and dad died while I was down. All these things just started tumbling down behind alcohol, and it was bad. I didn't think I was going to make it through it. So many times I had nearly took my life. Other people had nearly took my life. And it's just a blessing to be here today, to be able to share my story, be able to inspire, to give hope. I have my daughter out there I've never met before. I'm remaining faithful, trusting, that one day I'll be able to meet her. I'm looking forward to that. Staying sober, I'm not doing it only for my daughter, I'm doing it for myself, but I'm also doing it for my beautiful daughter, Elizabeth. And Elizabeth, if you're watching this video today, sweetie, I love you very, very much. I hope you're doing good. I heard you've been having some bad headaches. Mama's been telling me, but I hope you feel better, sweetheart. And and one day, when my daughter's ready, I don't push her. When she's ready to meet her dad, she'll come. And until then, I'm patient, and I have to wait. I've done a lot of damage years ago, and I have to be open and be patient, and wait on people to come to me now. People only know me from the old me, so now they have to see me for the new me. And that takes time. Building trust takes time, and that's what everything has been like for me. Has just been taking time. But thank you all for being here. Merry Christmas to everybody out there. I hope you all have a happy holidays this holiday season. May God be with you and your families. Lots of love from all of us here in the heart of the Shenandoah Valley. Again, Merry Christmas. Have a good Merry Christmas this year. Spend some time with some friends and family. Enjoy some time with yourself. Be good to yourself this holiday season. Be safe out there. All I can say is if you need somebody, you can message me. If you need somebody to talk to, I'm somebody that understands, and I'll make time for you. All my people know that subscribe to me, know when they message me or send me a comment, I always comment back or message back. And I'll be live streaming again here in the next day or so. I'll be posting some more videos of me out with my ducks and doing other things here in the next day or two. So it's good seeing everybody. Be back again soon. I'm going to jump off here now for a little bit and get some typing, get some work done on my book. Y'all have a great day now. Thanks for joining in with me. God bless. Y'all take care now. Bye-bye.